Those traits.
When you wake up in the morning, it can take a good chunk of time to decide what you're going to wear. With school uniforms, it can seriously reduce your time of getting ready. School uniforms can be an improvement to your school, and they don't even have to be just one boring thing. Some schools I know have been, they give you different choices of shirts and khakis or shorts. Uniforms in school are a good policy to adapt. They can be an optional policy that makes a difference in the general attitude of the school, and they have worked in many school districts. As I said, uniforms can be an optional policy. School uniforms can be an optional policy. In Leadership in Action, Piloting a Uniform Program by Richard F. Doherty, states that in the Washoe County schools in Nevada, the Trainer Middle School implemented an optional uniform policy led by the principal, Debbie Feemster. In November of 2000, 90% of the parents and faculty decided to implement the program. At the beginning, they had 7% of the faculty and the majority of the students were wearing their uniforms. But by the end of the school year, 7 years later, they had dropped down to 50%. As with this, they had also incorporated casual Fridays where they could wear their normal clothes and not worry about wearing the uniforms. With uniforms being an optional policy, they can improve the attitude of the school also. In A Uniform Look by Yasmin Cohnheim-Kalksing, a 1997 survey by Richard Murray surveyed 306 middle school students in Charleston, South Carolina. And the survey reported that students with a uniform policy had a significantly higher perception of their school's climate. Another study in 1996 of Charleston secondary schools showed that schools with uniform policies reported higher attendance, self-esteem, and academic scores. Another survey in 1997 by Winston Tucker surveyed the St. Paul, Minnesota teachers and found that schools where uniforms were worn, the teachers there pursued more positive behavior and peer interactions. School attitude is one thing that improves, but also they have worked in many school districts. From the public school uniforms, the pros and cons of your child states that the first instance of school uniforms was by Cherry Hill Elementary School in, I believe, the late 80s, early 90s, where it was the first shown usage of them, where it improved dramatically the climate of the school and the grades and all of the academic scores. Another major one was in 1994 in the Long Beach, California school district. Within the first year of them adapting school uniforms, they showed a decrease of 50% in muggings and fights. There's a 74% decrease in committed sexual offenses. And then another middle school in Norfolk, Virginia, Ruffner Middle School, showed a decrease in discipline referrals by 42%. And yet another example is in Birmingham, Alabama. The school introduced uniform policies and reported a drop in weapons and drug charges. There's many other, even Houston, there were integrated school uniforms, and all of them noticed a significant reduce in gang activity in the bigger schools, drugs, violence, conflicts over who wore the popular shoes and clothes. And well, these are just some reasons to adapt some kind of uniform policy, whether it be mandatory or if it is just a optional uniform policy. We have covered that uniforms can be optional, they can improve the overall attitude of the school, and that they have actually worked in many school districts. And in some cases, when we were in stationed at Fort Polk, Louisiana, they had a lot of schools down there would give out just a blank, like khakis and polos, so that way they could choose whatever color shirt they wanted, what kind of, as long as the polo didn't have any logos on it. And they also had where they had a lot of schools that have instituted the uniform programs that allow their students to give feedback into what they want to wear. They can choose from their school colors to any kind of different colors, as long as they were neutral colors for the shirts. And uniforms can seriously reduce the time it takes to get ready in the morning, which allows you to have more time to sleep in. Thank you.